The first memory came back in fragments. Water, tile, the smell of chlorine. I was standing barefoot at the edge of a swimming pool, staring into dark water. Someone was behind me, breathing close to my ear. "You don't remember what happened?" a voice whispered. Then I woke up, sweating, heart pounding, sheets twisted around my legs like restraints. For 34 years, I had no history of trauma involving water. No near drowning, no assault, nothing, but the image felt real. Not dreamlike, textured, heavy, and it started to weeks after I began therapy with the device. The clinic called it neurorestorative recall therapy, a non-invasive memory integration system developed in partnership with researchers affiliated with Johns Hopkins University. At least, that's what the brochure said. It used targeted transcranial magnetic stimulation combined with guided narrative prompting to unlock dissociated experiences. Sometimes the brain buries traumatic memories for protection, my therapist, Dr. Levin, explained. "We don't create memories. We help retrieve them. Retrieve." I had signed up because of chronic anxiety, unexplained dread, a sense that something in my childhood felt incomplete. I wanted clarity. I didn't expect chlorine. The sessions were gentle. I sat in a reclining chair. A magnetic coil hovered near my scalp. Dr. Levin spoke in soft, neutral tones. "Let your mind wander. Notice sensory impressions. Don't judge what arises." The first few sessions produced nothing remarkable, static, color swirls, random childhood birthday images. Then, during the fourth session, the smell came, chlorine, so vivid I nearly gagged. My fingers twitched. "I'm near water," I whispered. Dr. Levin didn't react dramatically. "Stay with it," he said. I saw tiles, white, slightly cracked, and a shadow behind me. My pulse spiked, then darkness. Session ended. He smiled gently. "Your mind may be accessing suppressed material." Suppressed. The words settled like a stone. After that, the memories escalated. Not whole scenes, fragments, wet concrete under my palms. A male voice laughing, my body feeling small. I began avoiding pools. Showers made me uneasy. My anxiety worsened, but Dr. Levin said that was normal. When trauma surfaces, symptoms intensify before integration. Healing hurts, I told myself. I told my mother about the pool. She looked confused. "We didn't have a pool," she said. "Maybe a public one," I suggested. She shook her head. "You were afraid of water as a child. We never forced you near it." Afraid. That aligned, didn't it? Maybe fear came from something I couldn't remember. Dr. Levin nodded when I relayed this. Phobias often signal buried trauma. Often. Not always. By session 8, the memory felt nearly complete. I was 8 years old, at a public recreation center. A coach placing a hand on my shoulder, holding me at the edge, telling me to trust him. My throat closed as I described it. Tears came naturally. My body reacted as if reliving something authentic. Dr. Levin documented everything carefully. "This is significant," he said. Significant. The word validated the terror. I filed a preliminary report with local authorities. The recreation center from my childhood still existed, renovated but operational. The name of the coach surfaced during a later session. "Mr. Halpern," I whispered. The name felt solid, concrete. Police searched employment records. There had never been a Halpern employed there. Not in any year matching my childhood. Maybe I misremembered. Memory is fluid. Dr. Levin reminded me that names can distort over time. Focus on emotional truth, he said. Emotional truth? But what about factual truth? I started documenting my recollections in a journal. Every detail, every sensation, but something unsettled me. The tiles I remembered, white, cracked, didn't match photos of the center's pool from the 1990s. Those tiles were blue mosaic? I confronted Dr. Levin gently. Memory reconstruction isn't photographic, he said. It's symbolic. Symbolic. I wanted reality, not metaphor. Then I found the article. A long investigative piece about memory manipulation in therapeutic settings. It cited controversial experiments conducted decades earlier by McGill University involving suggestibility and false recall. It also referenced research from Stanford University showing how easily guided questioning could implant detailed and entirely fabricated childhood events. Fabricated. The word made my stomach drop. The article described patients who vividly remembered being lost in malls, attacked by animals, even witnessing crimes, none of which had happened. The memories felt real, emotionally rich, neurologically indistinguishable from authentic recall. Because the brain doesn't tag experiences with real or imagined, it encodes narrative coherence. At my next session, I paid closer attention. Dr. Levin's prompts were subtle. Is there someone you trusted who may have betrayed you? Does the figure behind you feel authoritative? He never told me what to see, but he shaped the emotional frame. Like a director guiding improvisation. What if the chlorine was random? What if my brain, seeking meaning, built a story around it? What if I was constructing trauma under supervision? I requested raw session recordings. He hesitated. It may be destabilizing to review unprocessed material. I need transparency, I said. The videos revealed something chilling. Before my Mr. Halpern session, Dr. Levin had mentioned that many childhood abusers hold positions of authority. Coaches, teachers, clergy. He didn't suggest a pool directly, but he asked if any recreational environments felt emotionally charged. I had paused, then mentioned summer camps, then water. The narrative grew from there, seeded, not planted outright, but gently steered. I confronted him. Did I ever tell you I suspected abuse before starting therapy? He folded his hands. You described chronic anxiety and fragmented childhood recall. That's not the same as trauma. Sometimes the body remembers before the mind. A poetic answer, not a factual one. I stopped sessions. Within weeks, the pool imagery began fading. Edges blurring, details dissolving. If it had been authentic trauma, wouldn't it persist? Instead, it felt like a dream losing structure upon waking. I revisited my childhood home, asked neighbors. No one recalled any recreation center trips. No unexplained behavioral shifts beyond my ordinary shyness. I searched for the supposed coach's name variations. Nothing. The police quietly closed the preliminary inquiry. Insufficient evidence. Insufficient. But evidence of what? An event. Or an implanted narrative. Months passed. My anxiety improved, ironically, after stopping therapy. But something else remained. Distrust, not only of Dr. Levin, of my own mind. If a professional, using approved technology, could guide me into constructing a vivid false memory, what else inside me is negotiable? How much of identity is reconstruction? I later learned the clinic had received venture funding from a neurotech startup aiming to commercialize memory optimization tools, enhancing recall for therapeutic breakthroughs. Breakthroughs sell better than uncertainty. Trauma narratives validate expensive interventions. Clear villains create emotional resolution. Ambiguity does not. I filed a complaint with the state medical board. The review concluded that no explicit malpractice occurred. The technique fell within experimental therapeutic boundaries. Experimental, that word again. No apology, no admission, just procedural language. Sometimes I still smell chlorine, but now I question it. Is it a sensory echo from suggestion? Or coincidence? The human brain is predictive. It fills gaps, completes patterns, and when guided carefully, it can generate entire histories, convincingly, emotionally, convicting innocent ghosts. I think about the coach who never existed, the report I almost escalated, the life I nearly reshaped around a trauma that wasn't mine. If I had continued therapy longer, would the memory have solidified permanently? Would I have testified under oath? Would I have believed it completely? The most disturbing part isn't that a memory was suggested. It's that my body reacted as if it were true. Heart racing, tears flowing, fear authentic. The brain doesn't distinguish origin, only coherence. We trust memory as identity's backbone. But memory is malleable, editable, especially under authority. Especially when we want answers. I wanted a reason for my anxiety. A narrative, a wound 2.2, the device offered one. Neatly packaged, clinically validated, emotionally persuasive, but not real. At least not factually real, and that distinction matters. Because once you believe something happened, it shapes how you see yourself, how you see others, who you forgive, who you accuse, and what you carry. The mind can survive buried trauma, but it can also suffer from invented ones. And the scariest part, if someone had asked me 6 months ago whether I was abused at a pool when I was 8, I would have said yes. Without hesitation, with tears, with detail, with conviction. That's how real it felt until I stepped back and watched the story unravel.